My fiancée's parents lied and set me up. They said I wasn't worthy of marrying Hannah, so I canceled everything, and then their perfect plan publicly fell apart. I'm 28 years old, an ordinary guy with a stable office job, a decent apartment, and what I thought was a simple, straightforward life. About a year ago, I met the girl I thought I'd spend the rest of my life with, Hannah. She was 26, intelligent, funny, and had a way of making me feel like I could conquer anything. We dated for almost a year before I proposed. Nothing too extravagant, just a private moment between us. She said yes, and I thought I'd won at life. A few weeks later, we had an engagement party at her parents' house. It wasn't a big event, just family and close friends, and everything seemed perfect. But looking back now, I realized there were warning signs. Small things that didn't seem like a big deal at the time. Her mother had a strange way of talking to me. She'd say things like, "Oh, it's so good that you're stable. Hannah needs someone reliable." Or, "You're such a hard worker. It must be tough not having family connections to rely on." At first, I thought it was just her awkward way of speaking, but now I understand. It was judgment. Her father was a bit easier to deal with, but it was clear he always deferred to his wife. Then there were her brothers, younger than her, but with this overprotective big brother energy, as if they thought I was stealing their precious sister away. But I didn't let it bother me. I loved Hannah, and I figured family issues would resolve themselves over time. Eventually, once we were married, they'd have to accept me, right? 8 months later, things started getting weird. At first, it was small things. Hannah became more guarded, as if she didn't trust me. She'd ask strange questions. "Who did you have lunch with today? Why didn't you text me during your break?" I chalked it up to wedding stress. People get anxious when planning a big life event. But then one day, she stormed into my apartment, her face full of anger. She said, "We need to talk." Those 4 words are the scariest in any relationship. She shoved her phone in my face. Blurry, low-quality photos of me leaving a restaurant with a woman. "Hannah, who is this?" Me, blinking at the screen. "That's Emily, my coworker. We had lunch last week to discuss a project. What about it?" Hannah, crossing her arms. "What about it? How about the fact that you didn't tell me, or that you're sneaking around behind my back?" I tried to stay calm. Sneaking around? It was just lunch. We talked about work. If you don't believe me, I can show you the emails. She let out a bitter laugh. "Oh, so you're now covering your tracks with emails? Unbelievable." I felt like I was in a bad movie. No matter what I said, she was stuck in her own version of the story where I was the villain. Me. "Hannah, listen to me. There's nothing going on between me and Emily. I love you. Why don't you trust me?" Hannah. "Maybe because you've been lying to me this whole time." Me. "When have I ever lied to you? You know me better than this. What's really going on?" She gave me a dead stare. "Do I? Because right now, I don't even know who you are." That stung. I took a deep breath. "Let me guess. Your mom's behind this, isn't it? She fed you this nonsense and now you're running with it." Her jaw tightened. She didn't say a word, but she didn't have to. That look told me everything. Me, laughing bitterly. "Wow, so that's how it is. Your mom shows you some crappy photos and suddenly I'm the bad guy? After everything we've been through, you'd rather believe her than me." She didn't even flinch. Just stood there like she was already done with me. That's when I realized I was wasting my breath. This wasn't just about the photo.
And as bad as I was feeling at that moment, I had no idea the worst was yet to come. I heard loud banging on my front door. No, not knocking, but like someone was trying to break it down. Before I could even ask who it was, the door flew open, and there they were, Hannah's father and her 2 brothers. They looked furious, and I immediately understood they weren't here for peaceful conversation. Her father pointed a finger at me and shouted, "You've been playing with my daughter's heart, you bastard! You think you can use her and get away with it?" For a second, I thought about running, not because I was scared, but because I knew reasoning with these people was pointless. They weren't here to listen. They were here to punish me for something I didn't even do. And the worst part, Hannah was standing right there, watching it all happen. I was completely stunned. "What are you talking about?" I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "This is a huge misunderstanding. I didn't cheat on Hannah. Those photos mean nothing. They're not what you think." One of her brothers stepped forward, cracking his knuckles like he'd been waiting for this moment. "Oh, so now you're calling Hannah a liar? You're going to call my sister a liar to my face?" I stepped back, holding up my hands. "No, I'm saying someone's feeding her false information. I didn't do anything wrong. Give me 2 minutes and I can prove it." But they weren't interested in proof. They'd already decided I was guilty. Her father got in my face. "You're a lying piece of trash. Men like you don't deserve women like my daughter." Then the first punch landed, hitting me square in the jaw before I could react. The second brother grabbed me by the collar and slammed me against the wall. The lamp on my side table crashed to the ground as sharp pain shot through my shoulder. I caught a glimpse of Hannah in the corner, just standing there with her arms crossed, like she was watching some trashy reality show. No shock, no attempt to stop them, nothing. I tried to defend myself, but it was 3 against 1. They were yelling accusations and throwing punches simultaneously. It felt like they'd been waiting for this chance, like they'd been looking for any excuse to take me down. "Admit it," one shouted. "Admit you've been cheating on her." "I didn't," I shouted back, blocking another punch. "I swear I didn't cheat." But nothing I said mattered. They weren't here to listen, just to punish me. At some point, I ended up on the floor, covering my face as they kicked me. My ribs felt like they were on fire, and my head was spinning. Lying there, I stopped fighting back. What was the point? They didn't want the truth. They just wanted someone to blame. And as much as I wanted to defend myself, seeing Hannah just stand there hurt more than any of their punches. Then, suddenly, it stopped. Her father stood over me, breathing heavily, while one brother pulled him back. "That's enough," he said. "Let's get out of here before we really hurt him." As they walked to the door, her father looked back at me. "If I see you near my daughter again, I won't hold back next time. Consider this a warning." Hannah stood in the doorway looking at me, not upset or worried, but cold and detached, like she didn't care that I was lying there, bruised and bleeding. "The engagement's off," she said. "You're lucky they didn't break your bones." And just like that, they were gone. Police report and revelation. When I left the hospital, I called a lawyer friend. He listened and said, "You need to file a police report. People like this won't stop unless they face consequences." So I did. But about a week later, I got an unexpected call from Hannah's uncle. We met at a diner and he told me, "You deserve to know the truth. This whole thing was a setup. Hannah's mother never liked you. She wanted Hannah to marry someone from a wealthy family. She hired someone to follow you and fabricate those photos." I was stunned. So Hannah's mother had framed me, and Hannah had just believed it without question? Now I've made my decision. I won't stay silent. They humiliated me, beat me, and made false accusations. Now they're going to pay for what they did. This war isn't over yet. I was absolutely furious. This wasn't just about destroying my relationship. They had trashed my reputation, wrecked my home, and left me with real physical injuries. "Do you have any proof of this?" I asked, struggling to keep my voice steady. Uncle Joe nodded and slid a USB drive across the table. Text messages, emails, everything. Hannah's mother hadn't even tried to hide what she'd done. I took the drive and thanked him, though I didn't really know what else to say. Driving home, my mind was spinning. I kept replaying everything. Hannah's mother had actually planned this, and Hannah had just gone along with it without question. When I got home, I plugged the USB into my laptop and started scrolling through the messages. There it was, all in black and white. Hannah's mother texting Uncle Joe's wife about hiring a photographer, telling Hannah he's not good enough for you, even coaching her on how to confront me. The lies, the manipulation, the betrayal, it was all there. I forwarded everything to my lawyer and called him. "Dude, you won't believe this." He listened as I explained, then he said, "This changes everything. We're not just looking at assault charges anymore. This is premeditated. We're talking conspiracy." For the first time in days, I felt some control over the situation. I wasn't just going to sit back and let these people ruin my life. They thought I would just roll over and take this. They had another thing coming. The family's desperation. After I gave the proof to the cops, Hannah's family started panicking fast. One day, "We're going to ruin your life." Next day, "Let's be reasonable." These people went from threats to pleading in record time.
First, her father called me. I didn't even recognize the number at first, but when I answered, his tone was completely different. "Listen, maybe we overreacted," he said, his voice shaky rather than angry like before. "Let's settle this without involving the police." I almost laughed. This was the same man who wanted to knock my teeth out just a week ago. I kept it short, talked to my lawyer, and hung up. The brother's message and Hannah's pathetic apology. Then her brother sent a long text. "We were just protecting our sister. Things got out of hand." He ended with, "Let's handle this like men," as if 3 men attacking one guy in his own home was manly. I didn't even bother replying. Then came Hannah's text from a new number. Just seeing her name made me nauseous. Her message was all over the place. "I'm so sorry. My mom manipulated me. Let's talk. I miss you." Yeah, right. Now she wants to talk? Where was this doubt when her family was beating me to a pulp? She had plenty of chances to hear my side before. I left it on read. The lawyer's victory and arrests. My lawyer was thrilled with the evidence. This isn't just a strong case, it's a slam dunk. They assaulted you based on fabricated evidence, the texts prove conspiracy, and your injuries back it up. They're in deep trouble. A few days later, arrest warrants were issued. Hannah's father, brothers, and mother were charged with assault and conspiracy. When police came to arrest her father and brothers, they yelled, "We were defending our family!" But the cops weren't buying it. They knew the difference between defense and premeditated assault. The best part? Hannah's mother never saw it coming. She'd been acting untouchable until officers showed up at her door. Suddenly, she was playing victim. "I was just protecting my daughter. I didn't mean for things to go this far." As if hiring someone to frame me and orchestrating a beating was an accident. Hannah's desperate plea. Meanwhile, Hannah became increasingly frantic. She left a voicemail in a trembling voice. "I didn't know, I swear. Please let me explain." But there was nothing left to explain. Maybe she hadn't known about her mother's scheme, but she'd chosen to believe lies over me without hesitation. She trusted fake photos over me. She never gave me a chance to defend myself before letting her family destroy my life. If she could turn on me that easily, I could never trust her again. I deleted the voicemail and blocked her number. The bribery attempt. By now, her family realized how serious things were. They tried a no tactic, bribery. A cousin, whom I'd only met once at a Christmas party, ambushed me in my office parking lot. "Hey man, can we talk? They feel terrible. They'll cover your medical bills, plus compensation if you drop the charges." I stared him down. "Do they really think they can pay me off and make this go away?" He shrugged. "I'm just the messenger." I shook my head. "Let them explain themselves in court." The final meeting. Hannah insisted on meeting me. On my lawyer's advice, I went to a cafe with a friend as a witness. She looked terrible, red eyes, exhausted face. The moment she sat down, the tears started. "Forgive me, I was confused. My mother manipulated me." I leaned forward. "If you loved me, you would have listened. You chose to believe them over me. That's not love."
Her sobs intensified. I didn't know what to do. Confused or not, I said coldly, you watched them beat me in my own home. No apology fixes that. This is over. Don't contact me again. Court verdict. I testified about the home invasion assault. The evidence was undeniable. Text messages proving conspiracy, photos of my injuries, the USB drive with proof, Uncle Joe's testimony about Hannah's mother's scheme, their weak defense. Father and brothers, we were defending family honor. Mother, I was just worried about my daughter. The jury's verdict was guilty. Sentencing. Father and brothers, jail time for aggravated assault. Mother, prison for conspiracy. Hannah, no charges, but her reputation was destroyed. Final message. When she tried contacting me again, I blocked her permanently. That chapter of my life is closed. Your takeaway. Know your worth. Never let anyone diminish you. Stand up for yourself. You deserve respect. Justice was served. Now I'm moving forward.